finally have time to write and I am procrastinating. Big moment here. Very first chapter. Oh man, I can't believe it. This is gonna be so weird. I think part of the reason I'm like so terrified of this is because I wrote a book a while ago that like tried to do this same thing, like get it out no matter how cringy it was, and it was really bad. Probably the worst book I've ever written. I never talk about that book. It was bad, guys. I don't know if I can do that again. Let's talk about the world a little bit more. I've developed it more now that I've been thinking about it. I think what I want to happen is have this like kind of reverse Wall-E thing going on, where like there was this like famed disaster that was like supposed to strike the earth, like maybe a meteorite or pollution or like a nuclear disaster, I don't know. So all the rich folk left Earth. They were like, bye. They went and they founded this colony on Mars because they were rich enough to do that, and they left all the poor people there to suffer and eventually die. But the thing was, they didn't die, and in fact the meteorite never hit Earth at all, and Earth is there prospering while they're locked in this colony that's slowly ticking down towards death. So the protagonist, who is the villain with her memory wiped, is actually the daughter of the guy who basically brought them all there in the first place, who told them basically like, oh no, this meteorite is going to kill us all, but don't worry, I have this space colony. So everyone was really mad at that guy, and they kicked him out, and so he lived in his laboratory, and the girl lived there, and she was raised there because they didn't like her, because she was the son of the guy who forced them there. Yeah, so she has this personal vendetta against, like, the city or whatever, because they're, like, sucking out all the resources and, like, trying to hold on, and she's trying to hold on, too. So she's surviving there, and so she wants to destroy the city and take everything in it for herself so she can live longer, and she doesn't care about the city because they were mean to her and to her dad, who is now dead, I guess, because that's extremely convenient to the plot. I don't know. Okay, we won't know this until, like, the second half of the book, though. So the first half is mostly just gonna be like, why does everybody hate me? Clueless memory wipe stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. So, today I wrote 490 words. It's not that much, but it is a pretty good start if I do say so myself. She's meeting the romantic character for the first time, which is totally yikes. I am struggling hardcore with that. But luckily, I don't have to do that until tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Behold the struggle. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to make... I guess this is the feeling I was looking for, the feeling of, like, I have absolutely no idea of where to go, so I can push myself and become better, but, it's hard. It is hard. I do not like this. I do not like this uncomfortable feeling, but it's necessary. So I'm gonna look up a video on how to do meetings, first meetings or whatever, and hopefully we whip up something that isn't complete and utter trash. Boom, look at that. Chapter 1 is done, and we are heading on to chapter 2. Okay, so I wrote, like, a lot of words today. It was about, like, 700, so it's going pretty well. I did the first scene where she's waking up and stuff. Very cool, very good stuff. I felt in the zone again, which is, like, really weird. I don't usually feel like that when I'm writing anymore. Like, a weird thing to say, but, like, writing is just, like, I write. Like, I'm consciously aware of it. But, like, I got out of this and I didn't feel anything, if that makes sense. Like, I finished typing the last word and I was just like, okay. It didn't feel like any time had passed. This is what we call flow, which I hadn't experienced when writing in a really long time. Flow is when you don't feel anything while you're doing it. It just feels like no time has passed, and you just look up and you're just like, well, there it is, folks. And so that means flow ideally comes when you have the amount of skill and challenge juxtaposed together in the perfect way. And so that means that we're really hitting the goal here. It means that I feel challenged enough again, which is really nice. But, like, challenged to the point where it's not like, I'm drowning, help me, but, like, challenged to the point where it's like, I can do this. Okay, so, not much time to write today, but I edited chapter 1, and I am moving on to chapter 2. I must admit that I am really not feeling inspired right now. I feel like my character doesn't have enough of a voice yet, and I'm not sure how to develop that. Usually it comes naturally, but this time it just doesn't, and I'm like, Okay, it definitely took me a while, but here is some character development stuff. I don't have much at all. At all. I know that Chio is optimistic, and Frussex is probably an ENTJ, and that's where my knowledge stops. Also, you may have noticed my hair is shorter now. Look at that. Yeah, we gave it a good old chop. Kind of like, what, like an inch? At least, it was at least 2 inches off. I've also kind of noticed, just like out of sheer honesty here, because I want to be honest with you guys, that I'm kind of running out of material here. There's only so many times I can show myself writing or plotting or developing characters, and I'd rather give you like the good stuff instead of trying to stretch out everything so I can finish the series. So instead of like a 12-length episode season, we might be more looking at like a part 1 and a part 2. I'll probably change the other one's name to reflect that, just so you guys can get like the most for your subscription. That said, I am halfway through chapter 2. So what have I learned from all of this? What have I come out with my endeavors for? Well, I do think that it helps me to write a bit of like a romantic leaning novel, which I probably will finish eventually. And who knows, maybe I'll make a video about that and how it all turned out. But for now, I don't want to bore you with the details. Throughout this wonderful 2-part series, I really learned that it's good to make myself laugh, you know? It's good to do stuff that's just funny for me, like even if nobody else cares. I also learned that it's really nice to push myself every now and then. I was really not used to writing the kinds of scenes that I ended up writing, even in the first chapter, so that was really nice. I also learned that it's really important to plan and stuff, and I also really like using music and little video clips and videos to make it more aesthetic. So thank you for watching my video, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you! Bye guys!